Station anytime, anywhere. You're listening to Jerry Agar, News Talk 1010.
Walk right on in. Stretch out your arms. Let the love light shine on my soul. And let love come right.
That's Daryl Banks. Open the door to my heart. It's a No Town Friday on the Jerry Agar Show.
No Town. I was
No
listening
Town.
to that on the way
Oh,
in on my
okay,
drive-in.
then. You explain what it means.
It means that this is not a Motown song,
But-
but people might think that it is.
Yeah, see, when we first started Motown Fridays, people would start sending in names of artists they wanted us to play. And some of the time, okay, great, good idea. And then sometimes we go, well, it's not a Motown artist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Lianne Phillipson is here from SproutRight.com. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing? You're
Well-
looking rather svelte over there, I have to
Okay,
say.
good news, bad news.
Oh,
Let's do the bad news first.
okay.
I've sort of leveled out a little bit,
You plateaued.
I think. That's probably not a disaster,
Okay.
right?
Well, I prefer the numbers going down,
Yeah, I
because that's
get
what
that.
your goal is.
Well, sure it is, and I continue to work at it. But here's the thing that started to happen recently, because we've been doing this since like about the end of January.
That's right.
And when I say we, I mean mostly me,
Yes.
because I'm the one losing weight, and we don't need to.
Yes.
But I'm starting to hear from people who are saying, "Hey, you got me going. I lost 20 pounds. I got, so that's a nice thing."
That's a very good thing. I thought that was
Yeah.
the bad. Oh, the bad news was the plateau.
No, that is the bad news. Yeah, that
Oh.
part. But the good news is that like usually I inspire people to either be angry at me or to agree with me to be mad at the
Okay.
government over something. So
So this is something a
there's
little different
yeah,
for you.
yeah, but it's a good thing, isn't it?
It is a very good thing. It
All
really
right.
is.
Now, one of the things that comes along with being overweight
Yes.
is high blood pressure.
Yes.
Now, see, that's a thing, by the way, that I have been dealing with. I take medication for high blood pressure, and it
Yes.
took the doctor a little while to figure out a combo of a couple of drugs.
Yep.
But now I have a doctor's appointment next month sometime, and I'm going to go, and I'm curious to see
Yes.
what the doctor has to say about my weight loss. I haven't seen her since before I started this.
Okay.
And whether she's going to say, I think we can change or drop or whatever the drug deal is going to be. Because I don't want to
Yeah.
be taking drugs.
No. Ideally, it would be best if you were off that, and the more weight you lose, and we'll figure out why you're plateauing, the more weight you lose, the better chance you have of your blood pressure naturally coming down.
Right.
So this article that you had mentioned earlier was from the Mirror in the UK. That Becky came across, which was just fantastic. So it says that more than a quarter of us have high blood pressure. It's a so-called silent killer because really it's a lack of symptoms. You don't necessarily feel unwell with high blood pressure.
Oh, you don't notice it at all.
You don't, which is why they call it the silent killer. I have always had very low blood pressure, and I might feel it a little bit more, let's say, if I stand up too quick or something like that.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, I remember my midwife saying to me, I'm not quite sure how you are standing because for whatever reason my blood pressure got lower and lower and lower. There's nothing that we could do about it other than drink more and eat salt was pretty much my recommendation. Which
I'm trying to imagine you eating more salt.
I know, it's kind of funny.
But,
But
yeah.
that just seemed to be what happened during both my pregnancies, actually. And so on the flip side of that, then the reason why always sodium's talked about is to lower blood pressure and all sorts of other issues. So if you're reading, just so you know a bit about some of the numbers, is 120 over 80 and getting closer to 140 over 90, then you could be at risk at developing high blood pressure.
This idea of the silent killer, like really not having any idea.
Yeah.
I remember being in the drugstore or someplace like
Yes.
that with a friend, and they always have that gizmo there,
That's
and
right.
you can
Stick
go
your
over.
arm in it.
Yeah, so I went over and did it.
Yeah.
And my friend said, "You're going to pop."
Why?
It was-
Because you-
numbers were really bad.
Oh, okay, sorry. You could just imagine you sitting there with a cuff on your arm, your face going red or something.
No.
You
It
look
was,
like you're about to combust.
it was the numbers.
Okay.
And, and then that made me realize, okay, I've got to do something about
Yes,
this.
good.
I always,
go stick your arm in that thing because you never know.
I
Some people
always
have
joke.
lower.
I always joke that the thing that made me want to lose weight was I couldn't get my motorcycle jacket on,
I
and
know.
it's true. That is true. But there were also those other more serious things like that.
Yeah, but there's always going to be something that's more personal that's going to flip the switch for you, and that was your belt and your motorcycle jacket.
Yeah.
So the UK
and
said,
that I was going to pop.
and that you were going to pop. So the UK says that 60% of strokes are due to high blood pressure or hypertension, yet 9 out of 10 are preventable.
Okay.
I think that's a staggering number.
Oh, it is.
It really, really is. So the article goes on to talk about supplementation can move things along quicker, but don't just go and buy a bunch of supplements and think, oh, this is going to help. It really does make a difference when you get them put together right. So someone like myself, nutritionist or naturopath or someone like that. So the foods and minerals that they suggest, especially magnesium, is number one. So it's needed for muscles, your arteries to relax after contraction. So dark leafy vegetables, spinach, Brussels sprouts, Swiss chard. This is part of the reason why I keep trying to get you to eat lots of greens as well. Whole grains, quinoa, brown rice, nuts and seeds like raw cashews, sesame, and pumpkin seeds.
What was the green that you mentioned the other day? And I said I don't eat that. And then when I got home, my wife said to me, it was in that salad you had yesterday.
Wasn't it
kale. She
Yeah.
said it was in that salad
Yes,
you ate
yes.
yesterday.
Oh, and I wanted to follow up because I left a salad for you last week from the sweet potato with, was it sweet butternut squash in the bottom? How was that?
Well, I don't mind butternut squash.
Okay, it was like a spiralized butternut
Yeah,
squash in the
yes,
bottom
it was.
of
Here's the only disappointing thing about spiralized butternut squash.
Yes.
You think it's going to be cheese.
Oh, that's right. I know. He did think
It does
that.
look like grated
He did think-
cheddar cheese.
It did. It did look
Yeah.
like cheese along the bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
other things to have for your blood pressure, eat pomegranates. Don't go drinking a whack of pomegranate juice with high sugar, but go and eat the pomegranates. Put them on top of your yogurt. You can buy them in a container already taken out, so you don't have to faff with that. Antioxidants, colorful
So you don't
fruits
have
and
to what?
vegetables.
What?
Faff.
What was that word you just used?
I think it might be a bit British.
A bit.
Faff about, like mess about.
No, never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You've learned something new today.
Thank you.
So antioxidants, colorful fruits, vegetables. Those are carrots, asparagus, sprouts, broccoli, watercress, cabbage, tomatoes, blueberries, kiwi, kale. Right? So go and have any of those going on. Raw garlic. You're going to smell, but whatever. Raw garlic is amazing.
Which is worse?
I don't know. Just go eat some parsley.
Not important that you
Beetroot.
smell good, important that you feel good.
Yes. Because it doesn't matter once you know, if God forbid should you have a stroke, what your breath smells like. Beetroot, that's another really powerful food. Fiber, oatmeal, flax seeds, raw nuts, veggies, your carrots, your celery, brown rice, all those kind of things. And then fish. Trout, wild salmon, sardines, mackerel are all really anti-inflammatory. Those are from the omega-3 family, and
All right.
you need to eat loads.
Now, not long ago, you made me go to a Pokeball place.
I did.
Yeah, and we had a good time. We took another person along with us.
We did.
And we had a good time, and I actually liked it more than you and she thought that I would. But now I'm reading an article in the Star. Popular Pokey is pretty and tasty, but is it healthy? Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that coming up. The former U.S. ambassador to Canada calls it the biggest political event of the year. The newsroom with what he's talking about at 11:30. It's 11:15. NEWSTALK 1010 time saver traffic.
Drizzly conditions around the city, and it seems to be affecting your drive. We're seeing some excess volume for this time of the day at least on a number of our major routes. Also, some problems. We'll start things off on the 401 eastbound with some good news. Past the 427, there was a problem in the second lane from the left. It has since cleared. It was a stall. But
got
further,
anybody
401
watching today?
eastbound express near Port Union. We have a multi-car collision. It's off to the left
than I can
side.
see. There we go.
Tow
We
truck
got
is blocking the left
one
lane. It is
eyeball.
creating a delay in the express. If you stick with the collectors, you will not run into this slowdown at all. 401
So I'm
westbound
running in
delays
the-
are still across the city off and on. DDP towards Young, a little busier now in the express if you're heading towards the 400. Notice the
5K.
collision.
We're
Left
gonna do
lane
that. We're gonna do
is
that
affected
together.
in that vicinity. No problems on the 404 Don Valley
practice
Parkway in
for her
either
for
direction.
her,
It's a slow go. On the
cross-country.
southbound side,
She
from
runs
Finch to about
3K.
Winford,
Yeah,
North
my
Don Valley
daughter
Parkway
did,
busy too.
cross-country.
Approaching
I
Eglinton
tell you,
up towards
my
York
son did
Mills. An
the
update from
original
MTO
marathon.
if you're trying to get into Burlington on the
From,
403 westbound.
marathon.
You'll find Agar-bound
to
QEW
Athens.
slows from Bronte right onto
That's
the
the
West
original.
403.
Really?
They do
Now,
it once
it
a year.
should start to get a little
it's
bit better
called the
for you.
marathon
It's about a
because the guy came
46-minute
from the Battle
delay.
of Marathon
There was a
to tell
collision
the-
involving a truck in the ditch.
That I did
They
not know.
only have one right lane blocked now. The truck, though, remains in the ditch,
Yeah.
so it's going to
Yeah.
take some time to get
What a
that
place
out.
to do it.
403 eastbound towards this collision
whatever.
site from earlier on. That is still slow as well. And
So
westbound
the-
Dundas,
it
a
was
car
26
was
miles,
blocked with some
385
wires
yards or
down.
whatever.
NEWSTALK
Yeah.
1010
So
weather, what you
that's
see
the
is pretty
origination.
much what you get today. Overcast,
So,
we have a chance
so
of
he did it.
showers and thunderstorms into the
And,
evening. The high today
you know,
should
he
reach
works-
17
he
degrees.
had
It's
not that
soggy,
long before
cloudy,
that, gone
rainy,
up
and
to
13
Kilimanjaro,
right
and
now.
like he's in shape.
Do your savings need a little
I
picking
said
up?
to
Get a
him,
quick hit with
"How'd
an
it go?"
espresso rate from
He
Alternate
said, "I was
Savings.
perfectly
They're
prepared to
short-term
do a half
with
a
strong
marathon. That was not a
returns.
problem.
Visit
I was in sort
alternate.ca
of
for
shape to do
details.
three-quarters of a
I'm
marathon,
Lisa
but
Morales.
oh my
This
God,
is
he
Toronto's
killed
breaking
me.
news, traffic and weather.
But he did
In-depth
it.
radio, NEWSTALK 1010.
Now, that's
Your
partly
next update
because
at
he did the
11:30.
first half with no problem
If you're
whatsoever.
right, left, middle,
Right?
up, down,
And
wherever
then
you
sort
are,
of,
when the
you know, the
President of
struggles
the
came
United
as he got
States
closer and
says
closer.
this,
But he
running
did
out
it
of energy
in a
now.
COVID.
it is
And he said,
special. Let's be
Amazingly,
connected.
that helped. The reason
Evan Solomon.
he would come around the corner and the crowd would see him and they would cheer. And it just picked him up. And he's kept getting that all the way along. But, and he has, I'll give him this, he does great. He is not going to quit.
Evan Solomon. Weekdays
But
from
like
2
when
till
you're doing
4.
that, your nutrition throughout, like I don't know how I managed to do the 18K of Tough Mudder.
First, your
with all
disability
those
insurer
ups and
denies your
downs.
long-term
Yeah.
disability
It was
claim,
insane.
and then your
Yeah.
employer
But I
threatens to
had,
fire you if you don't return to work.
I'd
Sound
like 24
familiar?
hours before
My
I
name is Aaron
hydrated, like in
Waxman,
that case.
and if your
I had
disability
all
insurer
sorts of
denies your
things.
disability claim for
I had
any
little
reason, or if your
blocks
employer
in my,
threatens to
you know,
fire
in my
you because
pocket
you're
at
too
the back,
sick
and
to
I
work,
just kept
call me
popping them. I drank at every
417-661-4878,
single
and don't worry about upfront legal
It does
fees
make a
because there are none.
difference,
At
because
my law
the
firm, we
last
only get
1
paid
kilometer, I
when
was
you
like,
get paid,
oh,
and before you
it's
call,
done.
you should always
Yeah.
remember
But
that there are
before
no
that,
bad
for
questions.
17K, a lot of it was like this.
416-661-4878
Up
or on
now,
your cell
thankfully.
phone
Oh,
at
wow.
Pounds
I
Ltd.
wasn't running.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Is
like
it
I was like,
nearby?
ski down this.
Yeah.
There's a
Is there
chairlift
good
for
food?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
slots
So-
and e-tables?
Yes and yes.
OLG
Anyway.
slots and casinos?
Yes.
Dinner's on you this time?
Yes. Wait a minute.
Come on, let's go.
Take a playcation at OLG Slots
And
and
then do you
Woodbine
think-
Racetrack.
oh, then
With
I've got
wall-to-wall
the
games,
sports
great
drink,
food,
sports
live
drink.
entertainment,
Thank
and
you.
lots of chances to win. Fun wins
are you
every
guys
time.
up to this weekend?
Must be 19 years of age or older.
With the BMO
Well,
Cashback
there's
MasterCard,
a
you start with 4%
memorial
cashback
kind of
on
thing
everything
tonight
you
for a
buy.
funeral tomorrow.
Everything.
Okay.
Dinner with
We
friends?
know these people a little bit
A
from
tank
church.
of gasoline.
Okay.
Sure.
A year's supply of
I was
ginger ale?
considering
That
not going at
too.
all.
Get up to
My
4%
wife's more
cash
friends
back
with
on
this lady
everything for
whose
the
mom
first
died.
4 months. And there's
But I
never
was
an
thinking
annual
of saying
fee.
to my
A
wife,
gold-plated ping pong paddle.
why don't we
Okay.
make a show of support by
Apply
showing
now
up
at
the thing tonight? Because the deal with
BMO.com/cashback.
those is you
Making
know,
every purchase pay?
you don't have to
That's the
spend time.
BMO effect.
People do remember you
BMO,
came.
we're here to help.
We don't have to
Terms
go
and
to the
conditions
funeral.
apply.
Yeah.
That takes a whole lot of time.
A
and I
refreshing
never knew
margarita is
I never knew
calling.
her, and these aren't close friends of mine.
The Transat Early
But I
Booking
want to be, you
promotion
want to be supportive
is
of people.
calling.
Yeah.
Our luxury
So
and
maybe
distinction
that.
collection
We'll watch the Jays
packages
this
are
afternoon, I think.
calling.
Probably over at
Book
12
your winter
in Maine,
south
we'll have
getaway
lunch
with
again.
Transat and
Watch the
benefit
game.
from our price drop guarantee, free seat selection, and more. Limited
2 out of
time
the 3
offer.
football
Some
teams we
conditions
follow
apply.
have the week
Book
off.
now with your
So
Marlin
that
travel
opens our weekend
professional
up a
or
little bit.
visit transat.com. Transat. Vacation is
Anywhere to
calling.
go?
I'm Eric Torchman from Mercor Lighting, and
We
we've
haven't
been
planned
providing
to go
sensible
anywhere
lighting
this
solutions to the commercial and property management field since
So, I don't know.
1959. In
Last
Mercor Lighting,
weekend,
we
I
offer
guess.
the latest lighting
And
technology
spending a lot of
beyond
time getting
energy
stuff
efficiency,
thrown out of the house.
from wireless controls to
Well, we need to
intelligent
do
lighting
that.
connected
Yeah,
to your
purge.
smartphone.
Yeah,
We'll
I think we
also
might be
provide
getting
you
together with
optimal
Jason
lighting
and
designs
Lianne
custom
tomorrow.
tailored for your
lovely.
property.
And one of the things is I offered, we offered to
to
maybe give him some furniture.
and
He's
will
bought a
make
new
sense
house.
to you.
Oh,
Visit
right.
mercor-lighting.com.
So,
That's
Cool.
MERCOR.
We'll see.
I'm excited that he replied to the whiskey thing.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah, cool. That'll be fun.
So,
Who knows what that'll be like?
yeah.
Come on, pay money.
I have become Cool Jerk is the name of the song by the Capitals.
Yeah.
It's time to think about your gambling. Visit novasigns.ca. A message from the Responsible Gambling Council.
Jerry Agar and Toronto's breaking news, traffic and weather. News Talk 1010.
Can you tell what he's saying?
No, not at all.
What's it sound like to you?
Cool jet.
Close enough. Start it again. It could sound like he's saying who dat, which is not what he's saying.
Okay.
You were closer.
We get to dance more.
Cool Jerk.
Cool jerk.
Cool Jerk.
Okay.
On a No Town Friday on the Jerry Agar Show.
Brilliant.
It's one of those songs that sounds sort of Motown-y but isn't.
Right.
So that's how we change it up once in a while. Now, Lianne Phillipson is here from SproutRight.com, comes in Fridays at this time. We talk about nutrition and your health, etc. And a few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago or so.
It feels like it was warm, but not this last heat
Yeah.
wave.
It was you and me and Samira Chaudhry, who comes on my panels from time to time. The three of us went to a poke bowl place.
Yep.
It's called...
Cali Love.
Yeah, Cali Love.
Just down the street on King.
Right, exactly.
Mac.
Yes, exactly the kind of thing you eat and Samira eats, and I think both
You
of you
don't.
took me along as a curiosity to see if you could make me eat it, and I ended up really actually quite liking it. But now we're looking at an article asking whether it's healthy. So first of all, the thumbnail version. What are we talking about?
So
what is a poke bowl?
So a poke bowl, poke, which it looks like it's poke, P-O-K-E, so we have to say it right. Poke bowl is to slice or cut in Hawaiian, and it refers to chunks of raw marinated fish, usually tuna. You had salmon.
Yeah.
You can also get tofu and all sorts of other things, which is tossed over rice, topped with vegetables and some different sauces, normally a little bit more soy sauce type, wasabi. I think mine had wasabi on it. But the dish wrote an article in the Star. Someone had asked about, is this a healthy thing for me to be eating? There's a place called Poke Guys. We haven't been there yet, but maybe we should tour Toronto for these poke bowls.
Go on a poke tour.
Yeah, well, your wife and I went out to a poke place once in Liberty Village. So there's 2 places I've tried in the city.
I'm counting that one.
Yeah, okay. So the poke bowl that this person was eating was over 1,000 calories. So twice a week, this person who wrote into the Star would go and said, is this healthy or not? And really, they didn't talk about the health of the bowl. They just talked about the calorie situation. So I thought I'd kind of compare a little bit between this bowl that this person's having and what we had to eat that time. So Jerry ordered what's called the Hopeful Bowl, which was salmon.
Well, that's me.
Yes, of course you are.
Ever hopeful.
Ever hopeful.
Especially this coming spring.
Yes. So you had a large bowl, which was 696 calories. So a lot less.
That's not so bad.
No, I don't think so. And really, the amount of calories that happen in one meal, you can go to any kind of burger joint and walk out with some, big meal that's 1,500 calories. Well, that's like more than half for a lot of people.
Okay.
So it really just depends on you and depends on how many calories you're having. So in your bowl was the salmon, which was raw, so a bit like sushi. The wakame, which is you actually ate some seaweed, whether you knew it or not. Sweet onion, avocado, jalapeno, cherry, tomatoes, pickled ginger, spicy mayo, and you had black rice.
I like the black rice.
I really like black rice. That's
now, does it grow that way,
favorite.
or have they put some sort of squid ink in it?
It just is.
Oh, it is.
It's just like brown rice is brown or white rice. Yeah. It was very tasty. So I had the humble bowl, which was 658 calories. I had tuna, which I love. The sauce that's on it is just divine. I also had the seaweed, the wakame, shoyu, which is a Japanese way of calling it soy sauce, sweet onion, wasabi, aioli. Mine was on white rice. I think I might have asked for it to be on black rice. So,
all right.
Super
well, actually, I
delicious.
think they had run out of white rice the day we were there, which is weird. Okay, but let's get to the real question here.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that could look like what healthy people eat. Like, it wasn't surprising to me that you and Sanira were going to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I might not be the guy that would gravitate toward that place without being dragged there by you two. So was it good for me, or is it just impersonating good?
No, I do believe that it was good. So the black rice is high in fiber. We've got the fish that you had. Well, both of us had. So as I just said, for your blood pressure, that's amazing.
Okay.
Also, you just have to watch things like sauces. Could you have swapped up some of your rice for some more greens? That would have taken off of some calories. And also at Cali Love, they have the option of having a small bowl or a large bowl. We had a large bowl, and I don't know. Did you finish
All three of us had the.
All three of us had large bowl. You finished yours. I'm not sure.
What's the dumbest question you can ask me, Jerry? Did you finish your plate?
Silly.
What do you think I got in the position I was in?
Yes. So next time Jerry's going to have a small bowl and see how he feels. But it's an important thing to do, right? Try and change up the size.
Somebody just wrote in, can you get a veggie Pokeball?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe. So
you don't have to have the fish.
No, and there are at Cali Love. I know that there are tofu options if you're vegetarian, if you're pescatarian, whatever. I don't believe that there's beef. I'm not too sure if they do that. I don't recall. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah.
But really, when you're having your bowl made up, you could ask for a lot more vegetables, a lot less rice. It's the sauces. It's that, I had the wasabi aioli on top, which is more of a mayo base. That's going to amp up my calories maybe a little bit more than another bowl. So just watch out for the sauces that go on. But I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it's a really fresh thing to have, and it's super, super tasty.
All right. Now, this might make you happy. Okay?
Happy.
Can we finally make you happy?
Yes.
Okay. Another guy and I.
Yes.
And he's another one of those guys who would gravitate toward, something else.
Okay.
All right? But he's also trying to do something about his weight.
Yeah.
And I had told him about this place.
Okay.
And apparently he was there once. And then I was going to have lunch with him while Tiff was on. And he said to me, let's go over to the Poke Bowl place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Excellent.
Yeah, I was close for some TIFF event.
Oh, nuts.
No, but all I'm saying is the two of us were willing, without your, glaring supervision.
Me dragging you along
yeah,
King Street.
to go there.
To go it.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right, good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. It's Lianne Phillipson, SproutRight.com. Former President Barack Obama's in town for a lunch hour speech at the Convention Center. The newsroom with a price tag to it.